Hello everybody, welcome back. Today's story is taken from the 3rd chapter of my new book, The Sissy Maid. The story follows a young man who went looking for a job, but ended up with a lot more than he expected. If you haven't already, please check out chapters 1 and 2. Also, if you like my stories, please consider supporting me via Patreon, or you can send me a super thanks here on YouTube if you like the video. Anyway, thank you, and I hope you enjoy the video. The Sissy Maid, Chapter 3. Now you are ready for service. What had I done? Had I lost my mind? Had I succumbed to some hidden desire inside of me? I wasn't gay. I had never been with a man before. But I enjoyed it. I liked the feeling of being submissive and under control. I had never worn women's clothing before. But now I found I desired to dress. To dress as a girl. I laid in bed with so many questions. So many thoughts. My mind was racing with the unknown desires within me. I would go back to his apartment today to start my service, as he called it. Service, I thought. What service would I be doing? I know now that it will be more than cleaning. He already made that very clear to me. I packed up my things and got ready to leave my sister's apartment. I was excited but at the same time very nervous at what would lie ahead for me. My sister was in the kitchen. "So you got a job?" she asked. "Yes," I replied. "I start today." I found it difficult to look at her. I had a secret now and I didn't want her to know what happened to me the day before. She looked at my bags. "You're moving out already?" "I didn't mean you had to move out straight away." "Oh, yes," I replied. "The job comes with all living costs provided and accommodation included also." Wow, she seemed taken a little back by this. "What's the job?" she asked. I paused to think. Yes, what was my job? I couldn't say maid. She would start to ask more questions that I wouldn't be able to answer. Then I replied, "I'm a cleaner." I looked up to see her reaction. I realized now that this was not the best answer, but I couldn't think of anything else to say. "A cleaner," she looked puzzled. "It sounds like a great find. What does my little brother have to do to get such a great job?" she asked me. I could feel my heart beating faster, and I started to feel a little hot. I am sure she could tell I was hiding something from her. I tried to think of something I could say. "Yes, it sounds like a good job. But the pay is not so great," I told her. "I thought I could take the job for now, until I find something better. This way I am out of your way. And you can have the place for you and Mark." Now her expression changed, she looked more concerned. "Okay, I see," she replied. "You don't have to move out so fast. If the job doesn't pay well, you can stay here until you find something better." After she said this, I realized I didn't have to take the job. The problem was, I had already made up my mind. "Thank you, but I want to take the job," I told her. I think it will be good for me." She smiled back at me and said, "Okay, I guess my little brother is becoming a man now." Then she walked over to me and gave me a hug. Becoming a man, I thought. That was the opposite of what I wanted now. "Just so you know, you can always come back here if you need a place to stay," she told me. "Thank you," I replied. "I better get going. I will call you later to let you know how things are going." I said goodbye and started on my journey. I still had a lot of thoughts running through my mind. But I knew now that there was no turning back. I arrived at the apartment building. But as I walked towards the front door, I could feel my heart racing again. I started to get that tingling feeling throughout my body that I'd had when I was with him last time. I was excited, knowing that soon I would be dressed up as a girl and made to submit to him. I pressed number 9 on the keypad and waited to be let in. I started to think about what was going to happen to me, and I got more and more excited thinking about it. I looked up at the camera above the door and I saw the red light flick on. Then the front door buzzed and I wasted no time. I walked into the building and made my way straight into the elevator and up to the apartment. As the elevator went up level by level, I watched the floor numbers flash, counting upwards to my destination on the 9th floor. When I arrived at the apartment, the doors opened, and just like the day before, he was there to meet me with a glass of rose champagne. I couldn't hide how I was feeling. I smiled and waited for him to say something. He just looked back at me with the same blank look he had given me the first time we met. He handed me the glass of rose champagne and I started to drink it. I don't know what I was expecting, but after what he had done to me the last time we met, I was expecting something more. "Quickly, I need you to be ready for service." I finished drinking the champagne and handed the empty glass back to him. Service, I thought. Is this his way of saying he wanted me to be ready for him? Then he directed me to follow him down the hallway and into the room with the large dining table. As I entered the room, I saw a white box on the table with a pink ribbon wrapped around it. He pointed at the box. "All the items you will need are in there. Quickly put them on and go into the next room," he told me. I still had my bags with me and wasn't sure what to do with them. "What should I do with my bags?" I asked. He looked at me and said, "Leave them, you won't be needing them anymore." I placed my bags on the floor and went over to the table. I was excited and curious to see what items were inside the box. I pulled the box over to me and quickly unwrapped the pink ribbon. I then lifted the lid off the box and looked inside. The first item I saw was a maid's outfit, like the one I had worn before. But this one looked to be tailored. It was made out of silk and shined beautifully in the light. I looked over at him and asked, "Is this my made-to-measure outfit?" He replied, "Yes, all Sissy Maids need this before they start service." I put the outfit on the table and looked back in the box. As before, I found some black heels, panties, a bra, stockings, and a feather duster. There was also some new items in this box. which included red lipstick, eyeliner, foundation, and some mascara. There was also a black wig and a black neck collar. I took each item out of the box and placed it on the table. Then I began to take off my boy clothes and put them on the floor next to my bags. I pulled on the panties, the bra, the stockings, the maid's outfit, and the black heels. The maid's outfit fit me perfectly, and I felt so wonderful and happy wearing it. I was also already walking better in the heels, and the panties, bra, and stockings made me feel feminine and sexy. Then I walked over to the mirror on the wall. I placed the black wig on my head and did the best I could to make it look nice on me. I picked up the foundation and dabbed a little on my face, and did my best to blend it in. Then I used the eyeliner and mascara to make my eyes stand out more. And finally I painted my lips with the red lipstick for the first time. I looked back in the mirror and I was shocked. I had transformed. I was no longer a boy. I had become a woman. Then I heard him walking over to me. My heart started to beat faster. I was excited and at the same time very nervous. I wanted to be submissive to him. I wanted him to take control of me. I looked at him via the mirror as he came closer. Then he came behind me and placed one of his hands firmly on the base of the back of my neck. Then he whispered in my ear, "What do you see in the mirror?" My body started tingling all over. "A sissy maid," I replied. Then he said, "I want you to go into the next room. In there you will find a man. I want you to obey him. I want you to do whatever he tells you. I want you to submit yourself. Give yourself up. Let yourself go. Become no more than a vessel to serve what he desires." Then, still with his hand on the base of my neck, he pushed me down onto my knees. "Look up at me now," he said. I looked up at him. He still held me down hard by my neck. "Can you do as I command?" he said. Looking up at him, I replied, "Yes, I will do as you command." He then let go of the base of my neck. "Good," he said, as he slowly walked back over to the table. Picking up the black neck collar, he walked back over to where I was kneeling. "Stand up now," he commanded. I picked myself up from the floor and stood up. Then he came close to me and placed the collar around my neck and fastened it. "Now, you are ready for service." Thank you for listening to my story. Chapter 4 will be available soon via my Patreon, so if you would like to see what happens next, please consider supporting me there. Or send me a super thanks here on YouTube if you like the video. Also, if you like my stories, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And hit the bell icon if you would like to get updates on my new videos, and leave a comment or tell me about a time you cross-dressed. Thank you, and until next time, goodbye.